I'm not going to customize the yo-yo design by adding some color and also by adding some text. At the moment, these parts are not grouped together, so I'm going to select the individual faces. I'm going to start by selecting one face, holding down the Control key, and selecting the other faces. I'm going to make this a bright red color. So these are all the faces that will be a bright glossy red. Having done that, notice that there's that little flat face. When I made my sketch, I ended up with a little flat, so be careful if you have that as well. So I've added that into my selection, gone to Material, and with all of these materials we can select from. I'm going to Plastic, Red Glossy, or right-click and Assign to Selection. Let's see how that looks. Well, that's improving it already. Now obviously you're going to have to add color to all these other faces, but you've seen how it's done for just a few. I finished adding the color of the materials, so I've added that glossy red. I added a glass color here. That's kind of supposed to be clear plastic, but white glass was my best option there, and chrome for the metal pin. Now notice that it's needed to be grouped together, so I'm going to go to Group and create a window. That's a crossing window. You can tell that by the dashed line. And now it's a single object. So when I try to move one part, everything moves along with it. You'll be grouping and ungrouping as we move along here in the design. Let's finish off the yo-yo by adding some letters. You can put any text you want on. I've supplied the letters in the subfolder. Now it's obviously way too large, so we're going to be changing the scale of it. But first I want to attach it to that face, and I'm doing that by using the snap capabilities. Select the face and snap to the other face. It's obviously upside down. I'll fix that in a moment. It's also grouped. When you add one part to another, it groups them. So I'm going to select the two of them to ungroup, and then go about rotating and scaling that letter. I can move, scale, or hide. Let's go to Move and rotate it through 180 degrees. Let's double check that's all right. Function 6 key to zoom out. That looks good. So we'll accept that. Now I can go ahead and move that. I can use the up arrow. That's vertically up or down. Horizontal, right or left. And that little dot, you can move freely or randomly around. Let's scale it down. Probably about 1/5 or 0.2 would work. Maybe a little bigger, but I'll go with 0.2. And you would then add more letters using the same technique. You can also make them thinner if you wish. I'm going to make it a nice bright color, so I went to Gold Metal and assigned that to the selection. So you can continue to add letters. Perhaps your name would work in this particular case. Again, once you've completed all of the lettering, you'll want to group or ungroup as you go along. In this case, I'm going to group everything back together. And there it is. Now my finished design, I just put my yo-yo as an example. That text isn't particularly heavy, but would you want to put it on the other side to balance it? And would it be directly opposite or would it be down below? We'll let you think about that. Now you can go ahead and create your own yo-yo design.